All right, everybody, what's going on? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And it is with a sad and heavy heart that I must say that Black Ops 2 is once again dead, thanks to the modders and hackers. And in this session right here, this gameplay that you see here was actually one of the 2 or 3 games that were actually clean, or at least for the most part clean. The second gameplay you'll see is it was actually my first game of the night, and believe it or not, it was found a cheater. He had like an invincibility. His gamer tag was in blue, so you knew that shit, and you couldn't kill him, but he could kill you. So I tried to see if I could win the free for all before he got to 30 kills. And spoiler alert, I do. But I did get some more footage of some other hackers or whatnot. But then I figured, what's the point of posting it? I mean, you guys know about it. You guys have seen it. So it's like, But I can tell you right now, over 85% of the lobbies that I surfed tonight were either modded or hacked or some other things that I haven't seen before. Like a dude teleported everybody to where he wanted them to be or whatnot. You got... I got some aimbots as well. People shooting me through walls. I got the, the sniping aimbot. That was really annoying. So, yeah, it's only been, 24, 48 hours since the news broke out that this game was apparently quote-unquote fixed. And it happened months ago, apparently, according to Nero Cinema. And most of us didn't find out about it until very recently. So, or maybe some of us knew, but we just never really said anything. So, yeah, rip Black Ops 2. Rest in peace, man. I mean, it was a good game, especially during its prime, but... I guess all things must come to an end sooner or later, right? I mean, the thing is, even if the game wasn't hacked, I'm pretty sure that there are a ton of players that would basically, like, a ton of us, like for me, for instance, and I looked at my time played on this game. I thought I had less than what I had, but I had like 61 days played on this game. That's how much I loved it. By far the most played Call of Duty that I've ever played. But at the same time, I will say this, though. I'm glad that this happened, and I'm glad that we were, a lot of us were able to play it, at least for a few days, in a more clean slate. Even though there was some lag going on in different parts of the day where there weren't as many people playing. I will say that I'm glad this happened because it opened my eyes to 2 things. Number 1, aim assist has definitely gotten stronger over the years, obviously. I knew this, but to experience it firsthand yet again is a really strong reminder of something, and I'm going to get into more in that in a minute. But there's also the fact that there are certain things in current Call of Duties actually now that have actually made them better, and a lot in a certain way, as basic as it is, more fun to play. Like, for instance, the infinite sprint or the default movement speed. If you look at that, even in a game like Modern Warfare, which is campy as fuck, even the default movement speed in that game has increased compared to this game, for instance, unless you put on lightweight and run around with an SMG or something like that. But that's like what the default speed is now in current CODs, maybe even slightly faster in current Call of Duties. Things like infinite sprint and stuff like that, and all those little things that basically increased the default speed of the game, or in terms of just how fast you can move if you want to, is something that I missed. I'm like, it's like I really love it if they had like an infinite sprint in this game. It would be perfect. But again, that's not Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was really good back in its day, but even if they were to remaster it today, I could tell you, just especially with the experience now, and the gameplay wouldn't really be different if they remastered it, and at the same time it wouldn't be it would just be graphically better. And believe it or not, I mean, I'm just nostalgic as anybody else. If they remaster the game, I'll still be excited to play it, and I'll still play it. But thanks to this, I'm actually not as excited as I was, to be honest, because of all those little things that Call of Duty has implemented into their game now that I happen to enjoy more. But the increased aim assist is actually not one of them. Now, I want to get into something, and I've touched up on this on Twitter, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this because anybody who knows me from here. There's a couple of you that know me in real life, and there's a few of you that I have not met yet that I really want to through here that I have yet to meet in real life, and one day, hopefully, that'll happen if I don't die of health issues or if I don't go broke or something like that. Hopefully one day that'll happen to where we can meet. But the thing is that I have been strongly contemplating and thinking about making a transition to PC. And there's a multitude of reasons for this. There's the fact that, well, I have this PC that is actually stronger than an Xbox One X, and I can get on and play. All I need is, a regular gaming mouse and keyboard while I learn how the mouse and keyboard works, and I go through their transition. And the fact that I'm not sure which console to buy, or I'm not even sure if I want to buy another console. And especially since pretty much most things are accessible on PC, and the fact that Call of Duty itself has increased the aim assist so much that I really can't take full credit for my good aim anymore. And this game is not even a close representation of how good my aim is. As a matter of fact, my aim in this gameplay and the next one I would call rather lousy, because I'm getting used to these sticks that are brand new, and they're so loose, and the PlayStation sticks make me aim way better. The Xbox 360 sticks made me aim way better, and of course the Xbox Elite controller was better. But because of the tightness of the sticks. But in terms of console, because of the increase of aim assist, that's another reason why I want to think about going to mouse and keyboard and learning in that, because I would be able to basically take full credit for my aim, and at the same time I would be how do I put this? It would be a full level of control. Everybody that's played on PC has told me not only to do it, but also because once you get used to it and you go through that transition to where you learn, to where your muscle memory is hitting those keyboards without looking down, hitting those buttons without fatty fingering the button or whatnot, or whatever you call it, fat finger the buttons, to where you're hitting two buttons at once as opposed to just one. I'm sorry, not buttons, keys. I want to have a shot to have a full level of control and to go through that transition. And I think, honestly, if I put in the time, I think I could be really good at mouse and keyboard. Really, I think I do. But even if I didn't, it would kind of bring me back to what made me like and enjoy gaming in the first place, honestly, to be honest with you. Because, honestly, like, look at this right here. Look at this guy. Invincibility, blue gamer tag. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. So, but anyway, going back on topic, when I first started out in gaming, I was playing everything, and I was always trying to, especially later on as I hit my late teens or whatnot, or my teens, I was pretty much into completing games. Like if they had like 100%, it's like, okay, let's try to 100% this game. Or let's say some sort of challenge, like for instance Ninja Gaiden Black. I'm actually very proud of the fact that I beat Ninja Gaiden Black on almost every difficulty back on the regular Xbox 360, which was very difficult to do. And actually on the regular Xbox, excuse me. I played Ninja Gaiden 2, but I just didn't feel like doing that. Devil May Cry 4, I will say that I've beaten it on every single difficulty, and that includes Hell and Hell. Every single difficulty. So I'm kind of proud of that. I mean, I was pretty good at single player games back in the day. I wasn't like a master level player, but I was better than most. And doing things like that and playing casually, but at the same time kind of hitting that mark between casual and like hardcore player, even if it was a single player, is something that really I've been a gamer pretty much since age 7, and ever since the regular Nintendo and Mario came into my life, it changed my life forever. If it was with PC, I'm sure that would have changed my life forever too, and I'm sure I'd be playing games like Unreal Tournament or Quake or something like that, because those games would have caught my attention, because here I am at 35, and those games are catching my attention now, and they sure as hell would have caught my attention back in the day if I knew about them, or if I had access to internet back in that day, or if I had access to a PC. I'm pretty sure that I'd be a pretty damn good PC player if that was the case. But at the same time, I am 35. I am getting up there in age, but at the same time, I'm not old to the point to where I can't make an impact or anything. So, because I'm looking at some of the PC players as well, some of them that I really look up to when it comes to gaming. Like I'm looking at Pwn Stars, and I remember seeing him going through the transition to PC, and it was a struggle for him. I never seen him get his ass whipped before, because on console he was dominating, but this was PC. This was a different beast. And then now, fast forward about a month or two later, his muscle memory came back from where his origins were, which were on PC. And basically right now, he's one of the best PC players I've ever seen on any first-person shooter or any game in general. XCal is another one. Syrian is another one. And, of course, the original gamer himself, Fatality, is another one. So now again, I'm not saying I could be as good as those guys, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with being inspired, and at the same time kind of wanting to do that. And at the same time, you can pretty much access almost everything on PC that you can on console, except for maybe some of the Sony exclusives. But Microsoft themselves, I mean, I'm not taking sides here. I love both companies. I love both consoles, and I love them both Microsoft and Sony. I own both consoles right now, so it's like, come on. But I really like what Microsoft has done recently in terms of what they're trying to do with not only backwards compatibility, but also with the attention that they're given to PC and how you could play all the games on PC as well, not just on console. So, and I like how they're bringing their console games that were only on console to the PC platform as well. So I honestly believe that I would probably enjoy it, and it would bring me back to my origins of making that transition. I mean, Black Ops 2, one of the reasons why I enjoyed this game, especially back in its prime, which when it came out, I still sucked at COD. I had a .8 KD. Didn't know the spawn system, didn't know there was a spawn system, didn't know how to shoot right or aim right, didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just running around shooting shit, and most of the time I die as opposed to getting kills, right? Making mistake after mistake. But making the transition to becoming a better player and learning how to do it was where the sweet spot was at for me. And that's when the game itself actually became truly addictive. That's when Call of Duty became addictive, and that's when just... because you start to realize that you're making progress, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, let's see how far we can take this progress. And you're starting to see that the YouTubers that you're watching, that you're starting to do some of the same shit that they're doing because you're becoming better. That's what ignited the fire and passion for Call of Duty and for YouTube as well. So in a sense, if you think about it, for me to transition into PC seems like not just the right decision from a gaming standpoint, but from a YouTube standpoint and from a fun factor standpoint. Now, I know this is going to be a struggle. I know it's going to take a while, but the transition is where it's at. Unlike some of these hackers and modders that they'll never know what that's like. They'll never truly experience true gratification. They're experiencing, something artificial and something that isn't even real. But when you make that transition and you become a better player, that is where the sweet spot is at. It like amplifies your experience. So if I were to have fun going through this transition, that's the big thing, is having fun going through the transition. It's like, if I get into that, if I make that decision, and if I transition to PC and I have a good time doing it, regardless whether or not I get my ass handed to me, that to me is where it's at. And whatever brings me back to having the kind of amount of fun that I used to in games, to me, that would be worth it. And at the same time, realistically speaking, I'd be saving money on consoles, because getting both of the new consoles is going to cost, what, $1,000, maybe more. And everything else that I might need that goes with it. So, but with PC, I got 2 headsets right now that both work on the PC. All I need to do is get a regular cheap old mouse and keyboard for gaming in the beginning, up until I learn how everything works and get my muscle memory up to par. And then after that, I could get, a better mouse and keyboard and whatnot, and just go from there. And then whenever I do have some money that I could spare, I could upgrade the system, my rig. So, but yeah, those are my thoughts as of right now. So what do you think? Does this make sense to you? Do you think I should transition into that? Let me know, because some of you guys really know about this. And that's it, guys. And wow, this is probably one of the smoothest commentaries I've ever done without having to basically pause or basically stutter all over the place. So it was a pleasure doing this commentary, guys. I'm really glad when I get to talk to you guys on this level. But anyway, that's all I got for this one. Let me know down in the comment section what your opinions are and what you think, and especially for those of you guys that are PC players that have experience. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. RIP Black Ops 2, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.